All right. Good morning. Good afternoon to everybody out there. Appreciate you joining me. My name is CJ Curry. This is the CJ Curry Show. You know, it's presented by PrizePicks. PrizePicks making daily fantasy sports easy for you. If you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, it's a great day, great time to get signed up, guys. It's MLB opening day, and of course, we've got a couple of NBA games. We're going to talk about those in just a minute, but PrizePicks is doing a 100% instant deposit match on your first deposit all the way up to $100, meaning for every dollar you put in, they're going to give you $1. All right, take advantage. Your risk-free entry basically awaits you. The first entry you make, it's on the house. You're playing with house money on PrizePicks, all right? Use code Curry when you make that first deposit. Go down to the description of today's video and hit the link to get started. All right, appreciate everybody being here. I see a lot of folks in here this morning. Guys, I released a MLB pick video earlier today. Hopefully you guys were able to catch that. If not, go check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. We put a 5-pick flex entry together. Some of the lines have already moved. All right, Jacob deGrom at 8 strikeouts has already been bumped. So hopefully you guys were able to get in on that, and hopefully he does truly stay under 8 strikeouts. He's now at 7.5. So it's important that you guys are subscribed with notifications turned on so that you get alerted immediately after I post anything here to YouTube, because lines are always changing here on PrizePicks. Okay, I need all the subscribers and all the likers out there to do your jobs. All right, I'm here to do a job for you guys, help you guys with your picks today. You guys help me out by hitting that subscribe button, like button, and we'll continue to dominate. We'll continue to dominate on PrizePicks. All right, let me show you something. Speaking of domination, last night was absolutely crazy. For Patreon members, for just $20 a month, you can help support free content here on YouTube, and you can get access to a player prop community focused on PrizePicks and some of these other sites. All right, 60 cents a day. All right, you get picks like these. We swept the board yesterday. 7 picks posted for Patreon members. 7-0 was our record. 100% hit rate. Guys, Nikola Vucevic over 26.5 points and rebounds. I put people on that. Vucevic over 10.5 boards. I put people on that. Nick Claxton over 13.5 points and assists. I put people on that. Jones of the San Antonio Spurs, 16.5 points and rebounds. That hit. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns over points and rebounds and points and assists. Both of those hit. And Brook Lopez over 24.5 points and rebounds. Those hit as well. You can see one of our members here, Mr. EG. He put all those picks together and he won himself 25 times his money. So shout out to EG. It was a great night for Patreon members. And truthfully, my friends, it has been a great month for Patreon members. Of all the picks that I've posted, guys, we're running at a 69% hit rate. Totally crazy, all right? And a lot of it has to do with this daily grind fantasy optimizer. You guys see me using it in all the shows, in all the streams. Not only do I use that, but then I also check out, 2 or 3 different projection models and kind of add a projection model piece to the whole thing. But guys, the daily grind fantasy optimizer is on sale today. Get an even bigger discount when you use code MLB at signup, okay? I've left a link for the optimizer down in the description of today's video. I'm partnered with them. I'm a believer. How could I not be a believer when our month-to-date record for Patreon is 49-22, 69% hit rate? My Patreon family members out there, you guys can vouch for this, right? 49 for 22. We've been keeping record all month. I wanted to see how good this optimizer really was. And seriously, it saves you time. The process is so much simpler. You throw a few projection models into it to kind of help you out, whether or not the over the under is the right move. And I mean, here we are sitting at 49-22 on NBA props posted for Patreon members. Like I said, 60 cents a day, $20 a month. I'm giving away free entries every week. Over 10 free entries given away to Patreon members. 2-pick power plays to win $100 on PrizePicks. I mean, the value that I provide in NBA cheat sheets, MLB cheat sheets every single day to help you guys with your picks. I mean, I don't know. What else can I do? What else can one man do for $20 a month? I mean, I think it's a great value, but what do I know? Maybe I'm just tooting my own horn here. All right, speaking of giveaways and risk-free 2-pick power plays, we got to pick somebody from yesterday's comment section. Guys, for those of you who are returning viewers, you know that I'm giving away a risk-free 2-pick power play every single day on PrizePicks to win $100. So if you are interested in getting your hands on some free PrizePicks promo money, real simple way to get qualified and get entered in to win. Just be a subscriber, smash the like button. 2 things that you can do that cost you $0. The third thing that you're going to want to do is once today's show ends, The replay gets posted to YouTube automatically. Go to the comment section, comment with your favorite pick, prop, or play of the day, or maybe you just want to say something nice like, hey, I know you haven't shaved in 3 weeks, but you look good nonetheless. If you want to say something about, I really like your PrizePicks hat, something nice like that. Do something nice for me, all right? Just leave a comment, be subscribed, hit the like button, and you're going to get qualified. All right, from yesterday's video, the replay, we had 30 unique comments. You can see they're already loaded up here in my little YouTube comment picker. All we got to do now, hit this start button. It's going to randomly select somebody from yesterday's comment section. Let's see who it is. It's Neville Anderson. But listen, Neville, if you're watching, nothing personal. You already won. You just won the other day. So let's pick somebody else, Neville. Let's spread the love. I want to put somebody else on one of these risk-free 2-pick power plays. Neville, you can't win every day. Here we go. How about Britton? Britton Laughlin. I don't think Britton's won yet. Congratulations to Britton. He says he's riding with the Mavs and Luka Doncic. Britton, all I need you to do now, my friend, you need to DM me. You can either reach me on Twitter at Curry the Creator, shoot me a DM there, or join our Discord down in the description. There's a link for you to join the Discord. Shoot me a DM in Discord. But I need your PrizePicks email address so that I could get you this risk-free 2-pick power play on your account. Basically, you get both picks right, you win $100. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Britton, today's your day, my friend. Congratulations on the dub, the big win. All right. Let's get into it. Just 2 NBA games to talk about today. Not a whole lot to go over. We're going to try and keep this stream relatively short and sweet for you guys. I posted that MLB pick video from earlier. Make sure you guys go check that out. Some of those picks are still available. I don't think the lines have moved on all of them. I know Jacob deGrom strikeout line has moved, but nonetheless, you're going to get some MLB picks from me going forward. You're going to get some NBA live shows going forward. Today just happens to be one of those shows where there's only 2 games. The NBA basically clearing the way for opening day in Major League Baseball. Pretty cool of them to do that. But the 2 games that we do have here, Boston at Milwaukee tips off at 7:30. Guys, as far as injury news goes, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, and Peyton Pritchard all listed as game time decisions for the Boston Celtics. Then you got the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton, Miles Leonard, and Jay Crowder. Yeah, I forgot he was on the team. Jay Crowder, all game time decisions for the Milwaukee Bucks. So it seems like we're going to have all the stars here for these games, right? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. You got Giannis. Maybe Chris Middleton sits. I kind of think he plays. Drew Holiday. Guys, did you see the game that Giannis and Drew put up last night on the Indiana Pacers? Holy crap. Yeah. Monster video game numbers. Drew Holiday went for 51 points. Giannis had himself a monster triple-double. The Milwaukee Bucks look like they're ready, man. They're ready for the playoff run. And then we got a 10 p.m. tip-off between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Denver Nuggets. As far as injury news goes, we got Nikola Jokic. That's a pretty big one. Joker, game time decision. If he sits out tonight, well, maybe Jonas Valanciunas eats. Maybe, I don't know, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., or Jamal Murray steps up in Joker's absence. But a 227-point total with a 6-point spread. So that's what you have to look forward to tonight in the association. You got to stay on top of that Nikola Jokic news and the Chris Middleton news, probably the 2 biggest pieces of injury news. But nonetheless, both of these have pretty good totals, 236.5. Probably more interested in the Boston-Milwaukee game personally than the New Orleans-Denver game. But let's go ahead and look at it. We got the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer already pulled up here. You guys know how this thing works, right? Basically, it goes out, it sweeps different sports books, the betting odds on these sports books for these different player props. It removes the VIG, okay? And it gives true odds for a player prop to hit without any of that funny business that these sports books like to do. So then over on the right-hand side, you'll see the percentage odds to hit on the right-hand side, 55%, 54%, and so on and so forth. They color code it for you, making it easier to you for you to find value. So we're going to run through this real quick, and we're going to see if there's any plays that are standing out. And if you guys have any picks, props, or plays that you want me to take a look at for you, and you want to help support the channel, think about using the super chat functionality here on YouTube. If you open up the live chat window, there is a little dollar bill icon underneath. Click that sucker. For as little as $1.99, you get one-on-one help. You'll be featured on today's PrizePicks podcast, and I'll answer your question right here live on YouTube. Appreciate the new subscribers. We got ourselves a few new ones trickling in here. Marion Lawrence, thank you for subscribing. Burt Brown, appreciate you being here. Paul, I don't know how to say your last name, Paul, so I ain't even gonna try it, but thank you for being here. Frozen, you subscribed. And DG Fantasy, the site that we're looking at right now, they subscribe to my YouTube channel. If they're subscribing, well, then you should be subscribed as well. Appreciate all of you guys. See a lot of folks in here. You guys are amped up for MLB. You guys are amped up for NBA. I appreciate all you guys for showing up and showing love. Let's run through some of these NBA picks, and we'll see if we got any plus EV options that are worth looking at. All right, we talked about Nikola Jokic and his status and availability being up in the air tonight. Aaron Gordon right now is popping off on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer for more than 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But for me, guys, I don't know. How do you feel about this? Do you think Aaron Gordon is somebody that we should be clicking the over on without knowing Nikola Jokic status or news? Should we be clicking the over on any Denver Nuggets, not knowing if Jokic is going to be in or out tonight? How do you guys feel about that? Are we going to get screwed later on in the night by clicking the over on a guy like AG? And then Jokic ends up playing, and then Aaron Gordon's usage goes down the tubes? Like, maybe. I mean, that could happen, right? Let's look at this one, though. It is a plus EV play as of right now. 55% chance for this to go over. Let's pull up some projections. You know how we roll, folks. 69% hit rate for Patreon members this month. Love that number, 69, don't we? Don't we? I challenge you to find somebody who's hitting at a 69% hit rate. Your favorite capper, your favorite pick provider, 69%. All right? You Patreon members, you know what the deal is. Do we hit every night? Hell no. I'm going to be realistic, transparent, and honest with you. Not every night. No, we don't have 7-0 sweeps every night. That's the name of the game, though. We gotta look at this not by a day-by-day thing, but like, are we winning the week? Are we winning the month? And this month, I mean, we're winning, dude. 69%. 7-0 sweep last night really helped with that 69%. Anyway, Aaron Gordon right now projected for 21.7 PRA. I don't like the fact that he's projected under on a line of 23.5. Now, maybe these models don't account for Nikola Jokic being out. Maybe they have Jokic in as of right now. That's why I like to check more than one model. And in this case, we're looking at RotoWire, right? They have him at 23.2 projected PRA. 23.2 PRA, 21.7. So for me, I'm going to leave this one alone. A, I don't know what Nikola Jokic's status is tonight. B, Aaron Gordon, his projections just aren't popping off right now. Maybe they will go up once Jokic is like ruled out, if he's ruled out. But as of right now, I can't feel comfortable clicking the over. What about BI Brandon Ingram under 6.5 assists? This one's got a 54.3% chance, according to the optimizer here, to go under. And I'll admit, Brandon Ingram at 6.5 dimes does seem a little steep. What do you guys think? It's kind of high for me. Now, I know he's had some big assist games here recently, but let's look at this one real quick. Let's pull up a projection on BI Brandon Ingram. We're going to try to put together at least a 5 pick. Maybe we could push it to a 6 pick if we find enough plays. It is just a 2-game slate, so options will be limited. I got Brandon Ingram projected for about 6.6 times now. That's obviously slightly more than 6.5 for you mathematicians out there. Brandon Ingram's projection here on RotoWire, though, 5.98. So somewhere between 5.98, let's just round it up and call it 6. Between 6 and 6.5 or 6.6 is his projection tonight. Well, one thing that we could do to kind of help us out a little bit further here is go look at some game logs on Brandon Ingram. Look at the ability for him to go over or go under here. Make sure that we're, not taking a prop for a player that's been hitting at like a 1,000% hit rate. All right, over the last 10 games, Brandon Ingram at 6.5 dimes. You see what he's been up to. 6 for 10, 60%. And then he's gone over in 6 out of his last 7 games. So you can kind of feel a little uncomfortable here, right? Taking the under on Brandon Ingram at 6.5 dimes, even though he's being bet under on these sports books, and it is a plus EV play to go under. I mean, my man is 1 for 1 against Denver with 9 dimes. For the season, though, averaging just 5.4 assists, which is like 1.1 assists lower than his line today at 6.5, all right? So if you're just going by his averages, then yeah, I mean, it looks like we should be clicking the under here. Now, he's going to be playing on the road tonight. One thing that's big in the sport of basketball and other sports like baseball is how a player performs when they're at home versus when they're on the road. So let's take a look at Brandon Ingram real quick. His splits information, again, tonight, he's going to be on the road. At home, he averages 5.3 assists per game. When he's on the road, he averages about 5.5. So for me, that's not a significant difference in his output when it comes to assists at home versus away, right? 5.3 versus 5.5 on the road. So I don't know, man. He's been hot. He's been dropping a lot of dimes. I think for me, I'm going to probably leave this one alone. He is projected to go under on one site. Another site has him slightly more at 6.5 than 6.5. He's just been too hot. What are you guys thinking, though? Are we liking this? Taking the over? Taking the under? Yeah, Britton, you won. You won, buddy. There's always a first time for everything. I don't know if Nikola Jokic is going to play today. Dave, thank you. He says, fire MLB picks. Kiara is saying, leave Brandon Ingram alone. Prime Duo saying, I'm taking over Brandon Ingram's points and assists. King Mont saying, fade. All right, let's fade it then. Let's fade it. Hey, if you guys aren't rocking with it, I ain't rocking with it. We already talked about Aaron Gordon. There he is again on the optimizer. He's popping up pretty high there. 54.3% chance at this moment that he goes over his points and rebounds. But again, unless you have some insider information on the status of Joker tonight, I'm probably going to wait and see on the Denver Nuggets. I might miss out on some value. Maybe he sits out and I should have grabbed Aaron Gordon while the grabbing was good. But, you know, I'd rather just have all the information before I put my money out there. How about this one? Herbert Jones, 8.5 points. According to the Opti here, 53.4% chance that Herbert Jones stays under 9 points tonight. So let's look at Herbert Jones. You know, he's not a high volume guy when it comes to scoring or anything like that. He's not going to get a ton of shots for the New Orleans Pelicans, but he has the ability to put up, you know, 8 to 10 points per game. He's projected for 8.6 right now. Big betting favorite to go under at 8.5. We're even seeing his line at 7.5 on some of these sports books out there. So Herbert Jones projected for 8.6, a little bit higher than we would have liked to have seen. Let's get another projection and just take a look at that one. Well, he's projected for 10 according to RotoWire. All right, I'm gonna leave Herbert Jones alone too, man. Maybe it's just one of those days where we fade a lot of stuff. We got to be selective with only 2 games to choose from here. Trey Murphy, another New Orleans prop, popping off here on the optimizer at 2.5 3-point makes. Trey Murphy, not a bad young player, right? 53% chance, according to the optimizer here, that he drops 3 3-pointers tonight. I think that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, good chance, according to the optimizer, that he makes at least 3 threes. Let's go pull a projection. We do have some 3-point projections here. Let's go pull up Mr. Murphy. Murph Durf. Shout out to the St. Lunatics. Murphy Lee. You guys remember Murphy Lee? I'm old, guys. Y'all got to forgive me. Projection for Trey Murphy's 3-point makes looking solid at a 3.3. 3.3 on a line of 2.5. Talked about the 53% chance that he makes at least 3 tonight. Let's pull up Trey Murphy here on another projection model at 3-point makes. Sit at 2.5. His projection sitting at basically 2.5 at 2.49. All right. One model's got him going over. One's got him right around 2.5. Let me look at Trey Murphy here a little closer. Let's put him under the magnifying glass, right? Put him under here. Let's go to the 3-point category. Guys, this is props.cash. If you're not using props.cash yet, they make it very easy to look at the game logs for these players to see whether a guy has hit or not hit his player props at a high rate. All the game logs, all the stats, all the information you need is right here, props.cash. Use code Curry to get signed up. Save 25% off your first month. Link in the description below. But yes, Mr. Murphy here over the last, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 games has been knocking down some threes, my friends. 60% hit rate over the last 30 games, 18 for 30. He's made at least 3 3-point makes. If we look at this more recent sample size here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of his last 14 games, he's knocked down at least 3 threes. 12 out of his last 14, he's knocked down at least 3 threes. The only problem with this is that the Denver Nuggets, when it comes to 3-pointers allowed and 3-point field goal percentage allowed, they rank 3rd in the league, meaning there's only 2 teams allowing fewer 3-pointers per game. There's only 2 teams allowing a lower 3-point percentage to opposing teams than the Denver Nuggets. So defensively, they defend the 3-ball pretty well. And I think that kind of shows up here when you look at the previous games. Trey Murphy versus the Denver Nuggets. He's, hold up, man. Yo, these 3 games are looking hella sus. Hella sus right here. Look at these. I ain't going to say what that looks like. All right, I'm questioning everything. 1 3-point make against Denver. Then you got this one in the middle where he hit 3, and it's kind of longer, bigger. And then there's another one after that 3. So you got like a 1 and then a long thing in the middle, and then you got like another 1 on the other side. And those are his 3 games against Denver. Yeah. 1 for 3. That's all I'm gonna say. That's a sus looking game log, man. Looks kind of sexually suggestive if you pick up what I'm putting down. But anyway, Trey Murphy's projecting pretty well today. He has hit the over in 1 game against the Denver Nuggets out of 3. So there's a chance, right? There's a chance. Let's take a look at his split situation. He's got a really high hit rate overall. Let me take a look at what he's been doing here over his last several road games. Let's go to the road games real quick. Last 10 road games, my man has been knocking her down on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of his last 8 games played on the road. He's hit the over. 7 for his last 8 on the road. 12 of his last 14 overall, he's hit the over. I don't mind this. I know Denver's kind of locked him up. 0 for 1 against Denver, playing in Denver this season. Last played January 31st. January 31st. But yeah, maybe you'll go with Trey Murphy for at least 3 3-point makes tonight. You know what? I'm gonna actually take that on a limited slate like this. Why not? I'm gonna go with it. Shout out DeMar DeRozan. Couldn't make a 3-pointer last night. For those of you who watched yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. We were debating whether or not DeMar DeRozan, who had been knocking down some threes recently, would make at least 1, but boy, he did not. He definitely did not. Chris Middleton's another one here who's on the optimizer. We're going to wait on Chris Middleton. His status, game time decision, still up in the air. What else do we got here? We got Al Horford over 5.5 boards. Big Al going up against the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Brook Lopez, Giannis Antetokounmpo, maybe some Bobby Portis. You know, Al Horford might have his hands full. 5.5 rebounds sounds kind of low for an NBA starting center. Let's see if it makes any sense to take the over or under on Big Al Horford. 52.9% chance for Al Horford to get at least 6 rebounds according to the optimizer daily grind fantasy. So let's pull up a projection. Here we go. Big Al Horford, 6 projected rebounds. That is definitely more than 5.5. I think we're in good shape with that 6 number. Let's pull up another little projection here for Mr. Horford. Again, this is what I do, guys. I go and I check like a couple of these projection models. After I find a play that is a plus EV play, I go check 2, 3, sometimes even 4 different projection models. And that honestly is all I do. That's how I've landed on a 69% hit rate on picks posted to Patreon month to date. And those were all pretty much NBA picks. So 5.5 rebounds. You see his projection is 7.6. So we got a projection of 6, a projection of 7.6 for Al Horford. I don't even look at game logs half the time, to be honest with you guys. That's all I look at. Is it plus EV? Is it projecting well? And in this case, yes and yes. So we got 2 decent picks. I think both of these check out. I think both of these so far look like viable options. Trey Murphy, some of you guys might be on the fence with, and if you are, feel free to not take him. You can leave him out. You can fade. You don't have to play everything that I play, but I'm going to roll the dice on it because, damn it, I'm a gambler. I'm a gambler, and it's plus EV and it's projecting fairly well. How about Herbert Jones at 11.5 points and rebounds? The optimizer giving this one almost a 53% chance to hit at 52.8%. Let's go check out my man Herbert Jones. We were talking about his points, maybe going under on that, but they're saying maybe we should be thinking about going over on his points plus rebounds. And in this case, We do have a favorable projection here of almost 13 points and rebounds. Again, his line is sitting out here at 11.5, so he's projected for 12.9, about 1.5 points and rebounds different. Let's get you another one, another projection here on Herbert Jones. Points and rebounds, 11.5. Woo! Look at this projection, guys. 14.96. Let's call it 15 points and rebounds. That's about a 30% edge or advantage against his line of 11.5 points and rebounds. So I think Herbert Jones looks pretty swell. It looks like a plus EV play. Let's see if we still got it at 11.5. We do. Boom. 3+ EV plays. Horford and Jones, probably a little more confident in them. They are projecting better than Trey Murphy's three-point makes. But so far, what else are we what are we thinking? I mean, are we liking these so far? Let me know in the chat, guys. Any of these that you disagree with, that you're not rocking with. Let's take the temperature of the room, so to speak. And again, if you're watching and you haven't hit that like button yet, I need your support. YouTube has put me in timeout. I took about a month and a half off due to issues in the fam. I had to step away, didn't create content for a while. Now YouTube's got me in jail, basically. So I'm working my ass off to get back in the good graces, good standings with YouTube. If you guys hit the like on this video, it's gonna tell them that, hey, people are liking this guy's content. So hopefully you are liking the content. I'm not having to twist your arm here. Roy saying he's tailing the Horford play and Murphy play. Britton being honest here with the Murphy threes. Appreciate the honesty, saying that the threes on Murphy scares him. I feel you. Cade, you're saying, what about Drew Holiday? Does he stay hot tonight at 17.5 points? I think I'm gonna pump the brakes on any Milwaukee props because I need to know if Chris Middleton's out or not. I mean, recency bias would say, yeah, we should be taking the over on Drew Holiday's points, but with Chris Middleton in the mix, Drew Holiday seems to, his scoring seems to go way down. His assists tend to kind of go up. So I think for me, I'm going to have to wait on those Milwaukee Bucks. All right. I'm going to have to wait on them. But so far, I think we've got 3 solid ones. Again, Trey Murphy kind of seems to be like the one where some people are on the fence. I'm going to go with it. You guys don't have to, but he's been knocking down a lot of threes recently. A lot of threes going down for Trey Murphy. What else we got here, friends? Let me continue to go through this optimizer real quick and see if anything else is really standing out. Brook Lopez under 1.5 3-point makes. Well, I could tell you this. I played the over on his 1.5 3-point makes a few nights ago, and I regretted it. It was one of the few times that I missed a pick that I posted to Patreon. So I don't trust Brook Lopez as far as I can throw him, and he's a big-ass guy. I can't throw him very far. So I don't trust him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's take a look at Lopez real quick. Maybe he's projected to go under his 3-point makes tonight. If Chris Middleton's back in the mix, then I could see a situation, a scenario where you would want to maybe like take the under on Brook Lopez in his 3-point makes. As of right now, though, they got him projected for 1.9. Let's pull up another projection here. Get a little consensus projection. 1.5, he's projected for about 1.86. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fade that pick. I don't like when the projections don't align with the way that the optimizer is telling me to bet this thing. So I'm gonna leave that one alone and keep looking. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. How much does Jokic being there or not being there impact Kentavious Caldwell-Pope? Right now, I mean, his points and assist line is sitting at 12.5. It's a suggestion that we play the under. 52.6% hit rate. 52.6% hit rate on Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. KCP's points and assist line, again, sitting at 12.5. Let's go pull a projection up. I still think we need to wait on Jokic news before we take overs or unders on anything Denver Nuggets related. We got a projection right here for KCP, 12.8 points and assists. That is slightly more than 12.5, which doesn't make you feel good if you're thinking about taking the under. Again, I don't know if these Denver Nuggets projections right now are taking into consideration that Jokic is in or out. So take these projections on the Nuggets with a grain of salt for right now, but I'm going to look at them anyway. KCP's points and assists, 12.5. Again, he's being projected for 13.9 right now. So Optimizers saying play the under. Projections are saying he's over. Two different projection models that I trust and use that have helped me get to a 69% hit rate for this month are saying KCP might go over 12.5 assists. So when things don't align, I just move on. There's more picks and plays for us to take a look at. Ain't no reason for us to force it if it ain't there. And for me, that didn't look like it was there on KCP points and assists. Jokic is questionable, right? That's what we're trying to figure out. Like, the questionable game time decision for Jokic, that just means he's like up in the air. Like, we don't know if he's going to be in or out yet. So that's why I'm suggesting maybe we wait, because that's a 10 o'clock tip-off on that Denver Nuggets game. We probably won't know anything till maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I hope they release news quicker, but you never know with those games over on the West Coast. It could take a while before we figure out if Jokic is really in or out. Jaylen Brown popping off here at 9.5 rebounds and assists. Again, they're taking on the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. 52.5% chance, according to the optimizer here, that Jaylen Brown is going to stay under 10 rebounds and assists. Let's go look at it together, my friends. Rebounds and assists. Let's get a projection on Jaylen Brown. Damn, here we go again, man. Projected to go over 9.5 rebounds and assists is Jaylen Brown. Well, that's not good. Let's check another model here. JB on RotoWire, rebounds and assist line, 9.5, projected for 10.8, let's call it. So two models suggesting Jaylen Brown will go over 9.5, despite the fact that he's being bet under on a lot of these books tonight. All right, I ain't gonna mess with it then. Let's refresh the optimizer and get to some of your questions. I think we've kind of run through what's looking good and such on the optimizer as of right now. It doesn't look like a lot has changed here. It's pretty much same old, you know, but these lines do change throughout the day. It's like the stock market, guys. You're going to see these hit rates, these percentages for odds to hit on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer change throughout the day. All right. So as of right now, that's what we got to work with. 2-game NBA slates, kind of slim pickings, but I want to take some of your questions and see what you guys are liking here. Let me run through the chat real quick. George is calling out Jaylen Brown's PRA at 36.5. He's talking about taking the under on Jaylen Brown's 36.5 PRA. Well, let's look at it. All right, he's projected for 36.7. That's pretty close to 36.5. That's not like high enough for me to say, no, you know, don't take the under or anything. You know, that's right there in the neighborhood of 36.5, ain't it? That's not too scary. How about Jaylen Brown's projection here on RotoWire? They got him at 35.9. Projected to go under at that 36.5 line is Jaylen Brown. Let me see if this is a plus EV play too. Okay, because if it ain't plus EV, I don't want it. Don't come up in my entries on PrizePicks if you ain't plus EV. Jaylen Brown PRA. In this case, it is a plus EV play. 51.5% chance. So mildly plus EV, right? We like those 53, 54, 55% or better odds for a prop to hit. But at 51.5 on a 2-game slate, you're going to have to roll the dice here. If you're trying to make a 5-pick, 6-pick entry, you might have to roll the dice on some of these props that you're liking. So that's the situation with Jaylen Brown. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit, George. Again, projected right around 36.5 or below on 2 different models. It is slightly plus EV. Not super strong play though. What else we got? Let me run through. Did we look at Drew Holiday's points? Not yet, Long Live T. We have not. We have not looked at him yet because we're waiting on Chris Middleton news. So those are the 2 big ones tonight. Chris Middleton and Nikola Jokic, right? We don't know if these guys are in or out. We know Chris Middleton sat last night against Indiana. They could have just been saving him for tonight against the Boston Celtics. Now, the last little line in this analysis, according to the RotoWire News, says Middleton should be good to go for Thursday's matchup with Boston. Okay? So I think they were just resting him the front half of a back-to-back. Milwaukee played last night against Indiana. They play again tonight. obviously against Boston. So I think they were resting him, saving him for the game that matters the most, which is tonight's game against the Celtics. So, yeah, Drew Holiday with Chris Middleton. I mean, we could use stat news for something like this. Let's take a look real quick. Drew Holiday points logs with Chris Middleton this season. And this will kind of just give you a visual representation, kind of showing you how many games Drew Holiday has scored. What is his line at? 17.5, guys? Is that what we talked about? Let's go look. Trying to build at least a 5-pick for you that looks viable. Drew Holiday, 17.5 points. Okay. So 17.5, you guys are wanting to take the over, it sounds like. Is that kind of what the consensus is in the chat? How many times with Chris Middleton this season has he gone over 17.5? Well, I can tell you his most recent games, the last 3 games that he's played with Middleton, he has gone under. The last 5 games with Middleton, he has stayed under in 4 out of 5 of those. Okay? He's got some games where he goes off. I mean, 40 points. He just came off of a 51-point game last night. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24 games here. I had to count them out. They don't give us, they don't number these. So 24 games. He's gone over in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 24. 50% hit rate with Chris Middleton. So it's not that sweet. I know you guys want to take the over based on what happened last night where he went completely nuclear against the Indiana Pacers, right? But that Pacers team's not very good defensively. There was no Halliburton, no Hield, no Miles Turner, right? This is a different team. This Boston Celtics squad is very tough defensively. He's going to probably be matched up with Marcus Smart. All right, so not the easiest matchup. It's not like he's going to be matched up against a rookie like Andrew Nembhard of the Indiana Pacers last night. So 50%, it's a coin flip. You guys want to know about his points? Well, let's run it through here and see if it's an EV play or not, plus EV or not. 51.8% chance based on the odds on the sports books, comparing it to PrizePicks here. 51.8% chance, so less than a 52% chance that he goes over 17.5 points. So let's pull some projections up because I know you guys got questions. It's going to be a very possibly tricky trap style play, right? Guy coming off a 51-point game last night. You guys are going to want to flock to the overs. Well, I got him projected for 15.9. We round that up. We're feeling generous. We want to call it 16 points. Even 16's not enough for him to hit the over at a line of 17.5, okay? Let me get you another projection here. I like checking more than one, just in case. And here we go again. Drew Holiday at 17.5 points, projected for 16.7. So it's just not lining up for me. I personally would not take this pick. You, with your bankroll and your money, do what you want to do. But you've been armed with the numbers. He's just 50%, 12 to 24 this season, going over 17.5 with Chris Middleton. We expect Middleton to play. At a line of 17.5, projected to go under on 2 different books. Okay? You now have been armed with the information. You're welcome. Long live T. A little agree to disagree, I guess. He thinks Marcus Smart will be on Chris Middleton. So you think maybe Derek White will be on Drew Holiday? Is that what we're thinking? Possibly. They could put Derek White on Drew Holiday, but after last night, why wouldn't you put Smart on Drew Holiday? Maybe they put Brown on Drew Holiday. I don't know. Giannis. Yeah, let's talk about Giannis real quick. A couple of you are mentioning Giannis. Giannis has a chance. I was listening to Old Man in the Three, JJ Redick's podcast. Giannis has a chance here to be like one of only, what did he say, like 5 or 6 players all time to average over 30 points per game and to have a win percentage, I think, of like 75% or something like that. There's only like a handful of players who have done this in NBA history. Giannis can be one of those guys, joining the likes of, I think it was like Wilt Chamberlain. I think Oscar Robertson was on that list. Russell Westbrook's MVP season. I think he was on that list. I mean, it's something that hasn't been done, I want to say, in a long time, right? It doesn't happen very often, but Giannis has an opportunity to do that. So I say all that to say, like, do you see Giannis going for 30 plus points tonight? Possibly, right? Even with Chris Middleton in there, maybe Giannis for like over points or over PRA is a good look. He had a massive triple-double last night. So what props for Giannis Antetokounmpo do we have that are like plus EV at this moment? Not too many, to be honest with you. His rebounds are one, but they're saying take the under at 12.5 rebounds, or take the under on his rebounds and assists at 18.5. Both of these have about a 51 to 52% chance of hitting. They're saying Giannis's points at 31.5. You should be considering the under there. 51% chance that he goes under. These are the types of games, though, that Giannis Antetokounmpo gets up for. These are the style games where my man really always seems to like rise to the occasion, right? Where he balls out against, you know, when the opponent gets tough, Giannis gets tougher. Have you guys noticed that about him? Giannis is one of those guys who seems to rise to the occasion. Let me just take a look here, because Drew is being projected to go under. So if Drew's one of the main guys on the Milwaukee Bucks and they think he's going to go under, who else is going to step up? Or is it going to be one of these like team efforts where the points are kind of spread out across, you know, a few different guys? That could be the case too. I got Giannis projected for about 30.1. So that is less than 31.5. Do I feel great about going under on Giannis's points? Nah, not really. Not for me personally. What about his points on RotoWire? Whew, look at that projection. 27.7 points. I think he's closer to 30 than 25. They got him at 27.7 projected points here. That's about an 11% edge under 31.5. That seems a little too low. So maybe he goes for 30, but he doesn't go for 32. Maybe he's in at 27, 28 point to 30 point range, 27 to 28 to maybe 30 at the most, based on these projection models. All right. So there's Giannis. One of you guys were asking about Jason Tatum's points tonight. Jason Tatum playing at home is better than I think on the road. I think Jaylen Brown's typically the better of Tatum and Brown when they play on the road. I think Brown's numbers are good on the road, where Tatum's numbers tend to be better at home. So that's something that is worth kind of thinking about. But let's look at Jason Tatum real quick. You guys are asking about his points or any props that include his points. There's not a lot of plus EV Tatum plays right now. A lot of these are pretty much coin flips based on the odds on the sports books, right? 50.1%, or at the very best 51.8% chance that he goes over on any of his props, over or under, I should say. But you guys are asking about his points. His points are really set sharply today. His points prop at 28.5, 49.2% chance of him going under 28.5 points. This is not, I repeat, not a plus EV play. I typically like to bet on things that are plus EV because in the end, math will win. Math will defeat your intuition. Math will defeat your gut. Okay. And when I mean in the end, I mean over a long period of time, weeks, months, years. Playing plus EV props is better than playing with your gut or your heart or whatever you think, you know, your mind. But in this case, 28.4, that's a projection that's tight on a line of 28.5. Let's get you another one here for you who are wondering about Tatum's points. We got a projection here of 27.1 on a line of 28.5. Not looking good for a lot of these points props from this Boston-Milwaukee game, right? Maybe they think it's going to be maybe like a lower, slower pace game. Maybe they're expecting these points to be distributed over, you know, the team. Maybe one guy just doesn't have like a monster game. But so far, a lot of these points projections are unders. All right, so that's the situation with Jason Tatum. Terrell's asking about Derek White. Let's look at Derek White. You know, the first thing I got to do is see if any Derek White, I guess you're asking about his points, right? Or no? Nothing on Derek White right now. Let me refresh this thing. Where's Derek White's points props at? He ain't showing up here on this optimizer so far. Nothing on Derek White. Okay. Let's just go out here and see what his line is. No, they don't have nothing on Derek White either. Where are you seeing Derek White at today? Is he on like the sports books, or because I don't have any lines for Derek White right now. Let me refresh this thing too. Let me see. I got nothing. Am I like spelling his name wrong? Isn't it like the color? W-H-I-T-E, Derek White? I have nothing on Derek White right now, Terrell. But maybe that's the key, right? Maybe one of these role players like Marcus Smart or Derek White ends up kind of being, the guy who kind of rises to the top tonight. I'm not seeing anything on Derek White, though, at the moment. So Britton saying, I'm still going with Jason Tatum over 28.5 points. Well, let's just see something here. All right, let's go back to props.cash and take a look at Jay Tatum. At 28.5 points, 63% hit rate, 44 for 70. All right, he's averaging 30.1 points per game for the season. But when he plays on the road, his 30.1 point per game average drops down to 28.5, and his hit rates drop down to a 47% hit rate. So definitely not as good on the road as he is when he plays at home. At home, 31.8 points per game with a 79% hit rate. All right, Jason Tatum at home, when it comes to getting buckets, a different beast than Jason Tatum on the road. He's on the road playing in Milwaukee tonight. All right, he played Milwaukee once this season. It was Christmas Day. He did have 41 points, but that was in Boston, not in Milwaukee, like tonight's game will be. So that's why I point out, these home and road splits for some of these players. If he was playing at home, I would say, man, it's looking sweet at 28.5, but it's not as sweet being that he's playing on the road where he's just not the same guy. He's just not scoring as much. All right. And that's a pretty big sample size. Has not played Milwaukee yet this season on the road in Milwaukee. So let's look at last season against Milwaukee. Had a total of 4 games against the Bucks in Milwaukee. 25, 10, 30, and 46. So complicating matters even more. If we look at last season when he played in Milwaukee, he was 2 for 4, 50% hit rate. So 27.8 points per game over those 4 games. That was his point per game average. I don't know, man. It's tough. Tonight's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. All right. Tatum, I don't think Tatum's a home run. Shout out to MLB opening day. I had to get a home run reference in there, a home run pun. But yeah, that's the information. That's the rundown on Jason Tatum. Not a guarantee, not a lock by any stretch of the imagination. Guys, I would just say maybe go real light today on your picks. We got, 3 so far that look decent. I mean, Trey Murphy over 3s, Al Horford over 5.5 rebounds. I don't know if we're going to get 5 picks today. Not just purely NBA, at least not right now. Not until we get some more news that's rolling out. Right now, we just don't have a lot of news. We're waiting on Jokic news. Sounds like Middleton's more likely to play than not. I'll keep refreshing this optimizer and seeing if anything else is really standing out here. We've talked about most of these. Honestly, guys, what might be the move is go watch my MLB video. Take some picks from that MLB video, pending they haven't started yet. Games are about to start here at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. Maybe take 1 or 2 of those picks from the MLB video and throw them with the 3 NBA picks that we've discussed here so far today. I mean, that could be a move. You could do that. You can kind of combine them. Let's see, what else you guys have here? Questions. What does the algo say about Smart's 3s? Well, I think you mean optimizer. Let's look at the Marcus Smart 3-point prop. First and foremost, through the lens of the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Again, guys, they're doing 15% off of the Optimizer today. Use code MLB, but you have to use my link, okay? It's down in the description of the video to get that 15% discount. Go down to the description of today's video. At the very bottom, I've left a link. Click the link and then use MLB when you're checking out and you're purchasing the Optimizer, okay? Great time to get started with it. 15% off. MLB starts today. We got NBA as well. So I don't see anything for Marcus Smart's 3-point makes on the Optimizer. Nothing. Nada. It's not even on here. So I can't really help you as far as answering whether or not Smart's 3-point makes are considered plus EV, but taking a look here, I guess PrizePicks isn't offering Marcus Smart at 1.5 3-point makes because just taking a look across the books, I mean, minus 155, minus 160, minus 164, minus 170 betting favorite for him to knock down at least 2 triples against the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. So if you can get your hands on Marcus Smart and his 3-point makes, God bless you. You should probably take the over. It's projecting well. Huge betting favorite to go over at 1.5. Just checking one more projection for you. Well, no, I can't even do that because it's not on PrizePicks. But yeah, there you go. Marcus Smart over 3-point makes looks sweet. Britain's wanting to know, excuse me, allergies. Britain's wanting to know, how do you research or look at turnovers? Props.cash. Props.cash. You see over here in the top left-hand corner, you got different categories that you can look at. They have a category for turnovers as well. And then player prop lines for turnovers. You would just click on any player that you want to look at, okay? And then they have all their turnovers right here available. Game logs for all the games. 60 games here, like for Giannis, for example. 30 out of 60 times he has gone over his turnover prop. But yeah. Listen, this is a must hit, says DSwizzy24. Brandon Ingram over his rebounds and assists. CJ, don't let me down. This is hitting. Okay, let's look at it. Brandon Ingram over rebounds and assists. As the Daily Grind Fantasy YouTube account has just stated, Brandon Ingram's assists have been bumped down from 6.5 to 6 while we've been live here. Let's see. You're talking about Ingram for rebounds and assists. Going over his rebounds and assists at 11.5. Going up against Denver. All right. Let's peek. Let's peek at it. Rebounds and assists at 11.5. 50.6% chance that he goes under 11.5 rebounds and assists. So this is essentially what we're talking about as a coin flip play, right? We've just seen his assists go down from 6.5 to 6. We've just seen his rebounds go down from 5.5 to 5. So why would we want to take the over on his rebounds and assists at 11.5 when we're seeing clear indicators that they're not high, being the betting public, on him going for more on his assists or going for more on his rebounds alone. When we combine the two, you're saying we should be taking the over here. It doesn't look like it makes a whole lot of sense though, because people are betting the under on his rebounds and his assists. Now, I do have him projected, for those of you who are curious and want to know, for 12.1 rebounds and assists, which is fine for, you know, if we were looking at just projections. But when we factor in some of that sportsbook data, it's not so fine. But just based on projections alone, yes, he is projected for more than 11.5 rebounds and assists. Now, if Jokic is ruled out tonight, I think Brandon Ingram would probably find more rebound opportunities, rebound chances, without Joker out on the floor. Wouldn't you guys agree with that? Possibly. Check Brandon Ingram's stats versus Denver. I can do that. But my question for you is, did you look at who was in, who was out for those games? Who was active and who was inactive for the games against Denver? He's played one game against Denver this season from what it looks like here, according to props.cash. One game against the Nuggets, he had 13 rebounds, and assists. But again, I would challenge you to go and look a little bit further into it. Figure out who was starting for the Pelicans, who was starting for the Nuggets in that game. Just a way to take it a step further. Kyle's asking if we like Marcus Smart to knock down at least 2 3-pointers. His line was 1.5, I think, not 2.5. Right? If we like Marcus Smart to knock down at least 2 3-pointers, well, then what do we think about just like his points on their own? We're basically spotting him 6 points, right? And then he's got to find roughly 6 more points. Well, his line's at 11.5 points today. Not really seeing a whole lot of juice over or under on this prop. In fact, you're seeing some places he's being bet over, some places where he's being bet under. I've got him projected for 11.4 points tonight. That's on one model. Let me look at another one here. Another model's got him at 11.2, so pretty tight today. These points props tonight are not looking sweet, not looking too favorable. But that's how Marcus Smart's kind of stacking up. Guys, I'm gonna take one more. We're at 1 o'clock here, and I want to go watch some baseball, truth be told. So I'm gonna take one more, and we'll look at, for King Mont, we'll look at Brandon Ingram's points and assists, and then we'll call it quits for today. Again, I posted an MLB video earlier. I think a lot of the lines might still be good. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Appreciate all the support on that. But Brandon Ingram's points and assists, 32.5. 50.2% chance that he goes over that line of 32.5. So again, closer to a 50%, 50-50, coin flip type of play here at 32.5 points and assists. Let's get some projection action going here. For those of you who are wondering if Ingram's points and assists are projecting well, one site, 33.5, that is more than 32.5. So that's looking good, right? Another site's got him at 28.8. Wow, that's quite a bit less than 32.5. So these projections are kind of split, kind of torn here on Brandon Ingram. I'm just going to fade it. Like I said, we don't have to force anything. We don't have to force anything. And right now, I think we've only got about like 3 picks that look decent. Let me go back to MLB real quick. There was a couple of plays from today's video. I want to see if they're still up on the board or not. One of the plays it was Aaron Nola for more than 1.5 earned runs allowed. And I think Luis Castillo was another one we had for like 1.5 earned runs allowed. I don't know if these other plays are still up or not. Let me look at those. Wow, they have combined pitcher strikeouts. Scherzer and Garrett Cole. You can combine the strikeouts. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think they got DeGrom back up at 8 strikeouts again. They bumped Lopez from 4 to 4.5. That was one that I was wanting to take the over on. So it looks like that one's been bumped up. Well, that could be a 5 pick for you. That could be a 5 pick for you. You could also, if you wanted to make it a 6 pick, go DeGrom under 8 strikeouts. They got DeGrom and McClanahan here for 15 total strikeouts. Very interesting. On that line, I would probably want to take the over there. That's kind of enticing to take the over, because I had Shane McClanahan projected for like well over 7, I think even closer to 8 strikeouts, and then I had DeGrom at right around like 7. Oh, that's a tight line. Never mind. I'm going to leave that one alone. But yeah, you can go here. If you wanted to go like a 6 pick, you could go DeGrom under strikeouts, Castillo over earned runs, Nola over earned runs, and then you got the 3 NBA plays in there. I'm probably not going to do it just because I already have exposure to these 3 picks. And I don't think I want to be overexposed on any particular player or prop. But, for those of you who are looking to make like a 5 or 6 pick entry, that could be an option for you. But, yeah, I think as of right now, these are my 3 favorite plays based on what we found on today's live stream. So, Trey Murphy over 2.5 3-point makes. Al Horford over 5.5 Herbert Jones over 11.5 points and rebounds. I'm not going to lock it in. I'd rather put in a 5 or 6 pick. So until I can find like, you know, another 2 or 3 picks that I'm liking to put with these 3, I think I'm just going to leave it right there where it stands. All right, guys. But that's going to be it, man. I'm going to get out of here. It is 1:05 Eastern time. I think some of these games are about to start. Good luck today. MLB opening day. I'm going to hit you guys with some more MLB videos going forward. Obviously, we're going to continue to do the live streams here. Appreciate all the support. If you have not subscribed and liked yet, and you want to get your hands on a risk-free 2-pick power play like my man Britton here, you got to be a subscriber. You got to like. And once I end the show, the replay is posted to YouTube. Go to the comments, comment your favorite pick, prop, or play of the day, or just say hello. Whatever you want to put in there in the comment section is fine. And then you'll be entered to win one of these risk-free 2-pick power plays. You get both picks right, you win $100 on PrizePicks, all right? Good luck on all your entries. We'll see you in Patreon and Discord. Peace.